Here we are with another session of constantly practicing the questions based on the new pattern, and even the questions which we are previously used to practice, even those questions we are increasing the level of, right? So today's session is specifically dedicated to a practice slot, a practice class, where we'll be covering various types of questions, some questions based on critical reasoning, input, output as well, and some regular questions based on number series and coding, decoding, but with good logics, twisted logics and interesting patterns, okay? So we are not going to rely on very simple previous year questions, but we are going to twist it a bit so that we are ready for all the variations which are coming away. Wishing all of you a very, very happy Ganesh Chaturthi. I'll start right away. So before I start, just a brief thing for all of you, that Oliveboard has launched the new pattern mocks on the platform. You can go and check that. It is both in terms of the interface and in terms of the types of questions, right? And also Oliveboard has launched the new course which is already going on, the new practice course. In case you are interested in looking forward to that, you can definitely just give it a check on the website or the application, okay? I'll just quickly show it to you, just in brief. So this is what I'm talking about, the new pattern practice course, okay? So you can check this out, all the subjects, all the new topics, everything at one place in one course, right? Let's start without any further ado. The very first question right in front of you. We can add a timer here today, probably, why not? To see if you can figure it out in time or not. Okay. Everybody participate and keep answering in the chat box. Quant based questions, some basic arithmetic questions are also being rather asked in the logical reasoning section. In fact, there were some students who told me that in the steno examination also they had added quant based questions, but obviously very basic ones in the reasoning section. So now if, okay, there is sound from the timer which is coming. Wait, I need to stop this sound. Okay, because we don't want that disturbance every time we are solving a question. Okay, right. Now 55% means 11 by 20. 11 by 20 of a number, let's say x, is 210 more than the 1/4 of that number, that is x by 4 plus 210. So this is what we can find the number here. But we don't want the number. They are now saying what will be the difference between the number itself and 65% of the number. If the number, that is 100% of it, minus 65% of it is being asked, you are basically being asked 35% of the number, right? So 35 will be how much? 7 by 20. So this is what needs to be found out. This is what you need to find out. Don't find the value of x. Just find what are the numbers which will be involved. So from here to here, if you see, this is 11x by 20 minus x by 4, which will be equal to 210. You will solve this, you will get the LCM as 20. This will be 11x minus 5x is equal to 210. So this is x is equal to 210 into 20 divided by 6. Now don't solve this, okay? Now this is the value of x. We need 7 by 20 of x. So we will multiply this by 7 by 20, no? So this 20 will get cancelled and this 6 will get cancelled. And 35 into 7 will be 245. So what is the value of x? What is the number? It is 245. Can be very quick about this. Very simple basic questions of quantitative aptitude. 1 or 2 you can expect in your examination from arithmetic section, okay? Next. Just read this question once. I am giving you 40 seconds. Just go through this once. Now this is going to confuse you unnecessarily for a while. And just imagine if you had faced this question in an actual examination, you would have spent some time in actually trying to figure out what needs to be done. Whereas, if you just don't get confused with the names, it will seem very easier then in that case. Okay. So there are, let's say, certain students are sitting in a row. Dinesh is 26 from the left corner. So 26 from the left is Dinesh. Shivali is 21st on the right corner. The first assumption which you are going to make is this only. 21st on the right corner is Shivali. Okay. And 3 students sit to the left of Shivali, between Shivali and Suchita. So 1, 2, 3 and this is Suchita. This is what they are trying to tell you. Okay. There are 8 students between Dinesh and Shivali. Now this is the problem. A lot of people read this as Suchita. So they will read this as this Dinesh and Suchita. There are 8 people between them. That's not the case. It is still between Dinesh and Shivali only. They are saying these are 8 people. So what is the minimum number of students in the class? Now taking Suchita, a lot of people find the answers and then they get trapped in the question. Question is simply asking you between Dinesh and Shivali, if there are 8 people who are sitting here, what is the minimum number of people possible? Now there are 2 approaches here. Number 1, if they are sitting actually like this, you will just add these 3 numbers and get your answer. But that is not going to be minimum. For the minimum, you will have to have the overlap case. So how does the overlap case work? So Dinesh will be here, 26th. And Shivali will be somewhere here, 21st. And there are 8 people sitting between them. Okay. This is what they are trying to tell you. Now, how do you find this? So 21 plus 26, the sum of these 2 ranks minus the total minus 2 is going to be how many people are sitting between them, if it is an overlap case. Okay. So what's the value of t? T is nothing but 21 plus 26 minus 8 minus 2 is minus 10. So this is 47 minus 10, 37. So the total number of people here is 37. Now mind it, I have written this so that people who will look at the PDF will understand this, but you don't have to write all this down. In the examination, it is as simple as adding both these ranks, subtracting this 8 and 2 from it to get your total. Cool? Next. Look at this question again. Very interesting one. I'll give you 40 seconds on purpose. Okay. This is coded inequalities. Hi Piyush. हाँ देख रहा हूँ बच्चा. Hello. Good afternoon Piyush. कैसे हो आप? How are you? Right. Coded inequalities. Questions are easy. Don't worry about the level of the questions. The level is not very high, but it is slightly twisted from regular questions. Okay. Now because you guys complained, I'll just move out of the scope, the frame, but only for a brief while. Right. So coded inequalities. A lot of you might never have seen these type of questions. They are similar to coded blood relationships and coded directions. Okay. How to approach this question is, these are the codes given to you. Now the problem is that if the code is direct, that this is greater, this is small, this is equal, then that is okay. Or greater than equal to, smaller than equal to. Sometimes you will have these 3, no? What are the 3 possibilities? Greater, less and equal to, correct? They will tell you it is not less. That means if it is not less, then it is only possible that it is greater than equal to. So that is how you'll have to figure it out. Okay. So this is what it is. A is not greater than B, right? This is what you'll have to understand now. Now we have 3 statements here, individual statements, $J. $J means R is greater than J. The next one says J%M. J%M means J is not smaller than M. That means J, if J is not smaller, J is greater than equal to M. Right? And the third one says M copyright K. M copyright K is M is neither greater nor smaller. That means M is equal to K. So from this I'll get the single expression R is greater than J is greater than equal to M is equal to K. Now look at my conclusions. The conclusions is saying K copyright J. K copyright J means K equal to J. And the next one says K asterisk J. K asterisk means K is smaller than J. See, between K and J, if I find out, there is one relationship that J is greater than equal to K. Can I say K is smaller than K or K is equal to K? No, both of them are incorrect. Okay, but if both of them are incorrect and I have an either in the options, I will have to check this thoroughly. I had posted a YT short a few weeks ago, and a lot of students faced a problem here. So just a brief explanation for all of you. Whenever you check the either or case, okay, either or case, remember one thing. Like compare it with syllogism. Whenever I teach in syllogism, there are 3 conditions which you check for. Condition number 1, both should be individually incorrect, both conclusions. Condition number 2, that there should be a complementary pair, some and no, or all and some not, right? And condition number two, the element should be same. Similarly, what are the three conditions here? For either or, condition number one is still the same. Both should be individually incorrect. Are they incorrect? Yes, they are incorrect. Condition number two, their signs in the middle should be a combination of these signs. That means if this is greater than and equal to, I can have one greater than here and one equal to here. Do I have that? Yes. The third one is the element should be the same. That is, it should be talking about kj, kj and in the same direction. Here I cannot change direction randomly. If I change this, then it has to be j greater than k. Then it is allowed. Otherwise not. Is that being satisfied? Yes. So if all the three conditions are satisfied, either all will be the right answer. So here option C is the correct answer. Okay. Question is very easy. It's like a cakewalk. But the problem is only the presentation is changed. So unnecessarily, a lot of students who come across these questions for the first time will end up taking approximately 100 seconds to solve it. More than a minute and a half. That's too costly. Okay, next. Pretty easy question again. So here if you observe, one thing we are sure that something is constantly being reduced and it is not simple difference. We are actually dividing with something. Okay. So try to figure out with smaller numbers where you can actually understand what is happening. Right. So out here if you check, this is 15 and this is 105. So this is being divided by 7. Okay. And if you check this, this is actually being divided by 11 because if you multiply this by 11, you will get this. 1050 plus 105. Now 7 and 11, you have skipped 9 in between. That means this is these are prime numbers. So this was definitely being divided by 13. So 13, 11, 7. So the next one has to be divided by 5. 150 divided by 5 is 30. Option D is the right answer. Okay. So they are being simply divided by decreasing consecutive prime numbers. Next. Oh, this is an interesting one. I'll give you 40 seconds for this just because you'll have to think a bit. It's a very common logic though. Very common logic. Good afternoon, bacha. Good afternoon. I'm here. Keep answering. Okay. It's a very common logic and I have taught this to you in one of my classes in coding decoding. Okay. But now if you don't remember, then it's gone. Not common nowadays, but once upon a time they used to ask questions from this logic. So if you have that algorithm system which I have told you for coding decoding, this is going to be easy. Algorithm system means always check. If you have a word and a number given, first check the place value sum, reverse place value sum. Okay. After that, check for alternate, that is vowels, alternates, sum and difference, vowel consonant sum each and difference. Okay. Even, odd, sum each, difference, double digit, single digit, sum each, difference, or ascending order, descending order, etc. All these things you have to list down in an algorithm. Let's say 10, 12 logics or patterns and then apply it in coding decoding questions. Majorly you will be able to solve your questions. Majorly. Now for hinder, if you see, this is 8, 9, 14, 4, 5, 18. Nothing is working out here. 14, 4, 18, 18, 36. 36 plus 17. 53 plus 5, 58. 58 and 30 not making sense. And even if I go in the reverse direction, this is going to only increase. This is not going to decrease. All the numbers are going to become bigger. So 30, how can I come to 30? So again, as I told you, add the consonants separately. So we have H, N, D, R. What do I get? So I'll get 8. I'll write it here only. 8, 14, 4, 18. Right? So 14, 4, 18, 18, 36 plus 8, 44. And I'll add the vowel separately, I and E. This is 9 plus 5, this is 14. If I subtract both of them, I'll get 30. This is exactly the logic. Right? Now, once you know the logic, this will seem like, oh, it's very easy. But since you didn't know the logic, this was taking time in the examination also. Now, how will you code for rampage? So, we'll have 18, 13, 16, 7, and then we'll have 1, 1, 5. So 13, 16, 29, 18, 7, 25, 25 and 29 is 54 and 5, 6, 7. 54 minus 7 is 47. So option B is the right answer. Cool. Next. Again, coding, decoding. This one is easy. 30 seconds is sufficient for this question. Quickly start answering in the chat box, guys. 30 seconds is more than sufficient for this question. You will be able to figure it out in no time. But this is also another common approach which a lot of people don't realize in time, that they are going in the reverse direction and then making some changes there. Either in letter to letter also they can do that. So they'll go reverse and then add, reverse and subtract. Or in letter to number also they can do that. They'll go reverse and add, reverse, subtract, reverse, multiply, anything. Okay, so I've already told you the code. So what exactly is happening is P in 22. We know that 11, P is reverse value of 11, P is 11, 11 into 2 is 22. Reverse value of R is 9. So a lot of people will face that R is the same, it's not the same. Reverse place value of R is 9, 9 into 2 is 18. So these are confusing ones. Okay, 15, 12, 12 into 2 is 24. This is 17 into 2 is 34. This is 22 into 2 is 44. This is 24 into 2 is 48 and this is 20. So 7 into 2 is 14. Cool. So what is the code for sparkling? So immediately start writing the reverse place value of sparkling first. If you can directly write it, very nice. So it is 8 here and double of 8 is 16. It is 11 here, double of 11 is 22. It is 26 here and double of 26 is 52. Check for the first three numbers, 16, 22, 52. 16, 22, 25 gone, 16, 22, 52, 16, 22. So option C is the right answer. Okay. Always check this completely. Even if you think that after the first 4 letters I've got my answer, still check this completely so that you can make this one very fast. Okay. Next. Oh, this one is also interesting. Again, algorithm. Remember the algorithm, it will help you. So region is coded as this. Now, if you approach this question, corresponding you will not be able to get anything. See, this is 18, this is 3, this is 5, 9, G is at the same position. And this is going to trouble you if G is at the same position, but it's not happening here, no? The third letter is not O. Then a lot of people will feel probably something is happening with the vowels or consonants, nothing like that. So what else is happening? So you will check from the back. Okay, 18 and 20 plus 2, but E and M again not making sense. G and P, they're not making sense. What else can happen now? Okay, so other things are ascending, descending order. So arrange them in the ascending order first. Region, if I arrange in the ascending order, I'll get, we'll start with E, then we'll go to R, we'll go to G, we'll go to I, then N, then O, then R. And we have C, I, G, P, M, T. In this case now, just look at the numbers. So this is 5, 7, 9, 14, 15, 18 and this is 3, 9, 7, 16, 13, 16. This will help you out a lot. So this is 5, 3 minus 2, 7, 9 plus 2, 9, 7 minus 2, 14, 16 plus 2, 15, 13 minus 2, 18, 16 plus 2. Easy question, not a problem. So bricks now. First write it in the increasing order. So we have B, C, I, K, 18, 19. Okay, minus 2 first. So that is Z, plus 2, 3 plus 2, 5, minus 2, 9 minus 2, 7, 11 plus 2, 13. I think ZEGM will give us an answer. Hey, what's wrong? Have I done something wrong? Oh wow, wonderful. This was not alternate. Vowels were being subtracted by 2 and consonants are being added by 2. Very good, yeah. So consonant will be added by plus 2, minus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. So we'll have D, 3 plus 2, 5, 9 minus 2, 7, 11 plus 2, 13, D, E, G, M, 18 plus 2, 20, 19 plus 2, 21. D, E, G, M, T, U. D, E, G, M, T, U. Option B is the right answer. Good job. Very nice. Another twist which you found out right at the options level. But you have to be quick about these things. Otherwise, this will go. Okay. This is a very interesting question. Just try it out. I'll give you 40 seconds for this. Though Every question should not be taking this much time, but it is actually an interesting variation. Just give it a shot. Let me see how many of you can do this. Six and 44. This is slightly difficult. I would not say difficult, slightly different. Okay. Now 6 and 44, 18 and 540. It's not directly going to come to you. And you're going to think that, okay, 18 is being multiplied by 30 probably. But how do I get 44 and 6? They are not direct multiples. So then you'll think 6 into 7 plus 2. Can I do something of that sort here? 18 into 29 plus, no, that's not going to work out. Okay, so what else can be done? Right? So here check that even if they are not exactly close, but they are still very close to their squares. So can I write this 6 is related to 36 plus 8. Okay, and this 18 is 324 plus how much? What is the difference now? So this is 16 is 340 and plus 2, 216. Wait. Now the moment you break this, you will get to know better now. These are cubes. This is 2 cube. This is 6 cube. How about relating 6 and 2 and 18 and 6? What will you do? How will you relate them? So basically this looks like 6 is related to 6 square plus 6 divided by 3 whole cube, and 18 is related to 18 square plus 18 divided by 3 cube. So how to make it better, sir? How to approach these questions where numbers are involved? Start breaking them. Start breaking them. Break them into sums, break them into factors. Try to take products, try to take prime factors, other factors, and try to figure out what exactly might be happening here. Okay, something or the other is going to give you a hint. But if you just sit and stare at the question, it's not going to help you out. They might not ask you very direct questions. Okay. Now, also understand this is time bound. So if you can see in the first 15 seconds or 10 seconds that this is something which is going to take time, mark it for review, move ahead. Come back when you have the luxury of time. So what is the code for 21 now? So 21 will be related to 21 square plus 21 divided by 3 cube. So that is 441 plus 343. So it is 784. So option A is the right answer. Cool. Another one. This one, if you have learnt, I will not give you a lot of time here. 30 seconds are more than sufficient. Let me know the answer. I have already taught you, I had taken a session of number series and I told you about special numbers. If my students are aware about special numbers, this is a cakewalk. If not, you will get trapped in this question. You will not be able to figure it out. Okay. So what did I do is today some new pattern questions also we are doing. We will be doing till the end of the session. You have to stay with me because there are some interesting questions towards the end of the session. Okay. Critical reasoning, dilemma, input output, all that is in the end. But in the middle also, coding, decoding, number series, missing numbers, all these questions I have taken with very challenging and different approaches, not very direct ones. Okay. Now what is happening here? If you see 14, 39 together, this has to come to your mind. Okay. What? That this is probably 1 square, 1 cube plus 1 square plus 1, 2 cube plus 2 square plus 2, and 3 cube plus 3 square plus 3. Just observe this. This is 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. This is 8 plus 4 plus 2, 6. That is 14. And this is 27 plus 9 plus 3, 39. So similarly, the next one is going to be 4 cube plus 4 square plus 4. So 64 plus 4, 70 plus 16, 86. 64 plus 4, 68, my god. 68 plus 16, 84. Option D is the right answer. Okay. Got it? So I have taught you the special number list and I have told you to make a list of n cube plus n square plus n. Also n cube minus n square minus n. Okay. Next. Another very interesting question. I'll give you 40 seconds to think. But let me know how many of you can figure this one out. Just break everything up. It always helps, breaking things. So now if you see, figuring this question out is actually becoming difficult. So you'll think that 54 into 2, it's 108. 162 is not making sense. 54 into 3, it is 162. You'll think that. Oh yeah, I found out, it's multiplied by 3. But 24 and 32, they are not exactly multiples. 32 is not the multiple of 24. So how do I get 32? So 54 into 2 plus 54. So 24 into 2, 48. No, that's not it. Something else. Okay. So if nothing is, you are not able to figure it out. Nothing, you're not adding and getting your answers. Nothing is happening here. So what exactly can you do is, you can simply take the factors. Just divide everything by 2. Divide everything by 2. Because I think 2 is the common factor, no? So divide it by 2. This is 12, this is 16, this is 18, this is 27 and this is 81. Now tell me, can you figure something out? So now a lot of people will feel that, okay, 12 plus 4 and 27 plus, no, that's not it. It's 27 plus 54. Is that making sense? This is 12 plus 12 divided by 3 and that is 27 plus 27 multiplied by 2. So that's not it. It's still not the addition and subtraction part. Something else is happening. But if you observe this, you'll get to know that this is square. Okay, this is square. So that was, whatever it was here, was double of a square. Okay. Is it here, double of a square? Anywhere? So I can see it here in 72. Okay. So what exactly can be my reason? How am I getting this 9 square here from 54? So can I divide 54 by 6 and square it to get 162? No, I could have got 81 in that case, no? And then I multiply this by 2 to get 162. Try it here also. So 24 divided by 6 is 4, square is 16, multiplied by 2 is 32. Right? That's what is happening. So now I have 36 with me. I'll divide 36 by 6, I'll get 6. I'll square 6, I'll get 36. And I'll multiply that by 2. What will I get? I'll get 72 only. No? So, but this will demand time. And the way when you will start thinking like this, when you actually spend some time with difficult questions. Analogy, a lot of people feel that, oh, it's very difficult, we can't do it because you're not approaching it in the right way. To practice analogy, you just don't have to sit and think about a pattern and apply. And if you can't apply a pattern in 10 minutes, you look at the solution and then you say, oh, okay, fine, new pattern. That alone is not going to help you out. Adding new patterns in a register always helps. But additionally, you need to develop a thought process. That how do I arrive there? What things do I do? Again, I ask you to make an algorithm. That first I'll try this, then I'll try this, then I'll try this. Common algorithms. I have 10 common logics. So based on that, 10 algorithms are there. 10-step algorithm is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the moment I see a question, I'll apply that. You know, once upon a time, even now, a lot of hackers use a password combiner. So there are various permits. So it's like a tool, a machine which actually uses permutation and combination on a set of characters. So earlier what used to do is people used to have 4-digit passwords or 3-digit passwords. So it was very easy to, make various combinations. So that machine used to get, let's say there are only 3 digits. So all the possible combinations used to be made very quickly and the correct password used to be logged in and you could do that. So that is what? Basically it's an algorithm. Okay. I am asking you to do a shorter version of that. Just make an algorithm and approach it that way. Okay. Next. This is a very interesting question, though I'll give you 30 seconds. Very interesting one, very easy, but it's just not visible. It's right in front of your eyes, but you will get stuck here. Majority of the people get stuck here. So what people start doing is they'll start adding, finding the difference. Okay, plus 6, plus 2, plus 6, plus 4, plus 2. But there's no order. There's no fixed pattern. If a person knows, then the person knows. What the person knows, the person will see this. This is 24. This is 30. It's 32. It's 38. It's 42. It's 44. Just subtract 1 from each of them. So I can do this by subtracting 1, by adding 1. Okay. So this is 23. This is 29. This is 31. 37. This is 41. It's 43. What is happening? These are prime numbers. So the next one has to be 47. And 47, if I increase it with 1, I'll get 48 as the next number, which is option C. Okay. Cool. Next. Now just read this question once. The question is very easy, but I'm giving you 40 seconds for this, okay? And I'm moving out of the screen. These are new pattern based questions. New pattern means what was happening up to a certain point of time, that whenever there was a question of series, letter series, number series, or let's say I was asking you a question of letter series only, the series was automatically assumed to be about your alphabet, the English alphabet. If I have given you a long series, you always used to think that it is working based on the alphabet. Or let's say I used to give you a letter classification based question, it was based on the English alphabet. But here they have given you a logic. This is slightly different though, but they have given you a logic and you have to restrict yourself here only. It's not about the English alphabet. The question is extremely easy, extremely easy. But just that when it is presented like this, a lot of people feel like, okay, what is this? I'll have to read through it. I'll have to think about it. This might take time. See, there are numbers and symbols given to you which have these codes, letter codes. Again, first and primary mistake people do is they switch them. They think that these are the codes and these are the actual letters. No, the letters are the codes. Okay. Now, there are conditions with you. Conditions are if the first element is a number and the last element is a symbol, then the codes for these two are supposed to be interchanged. Okay. First element is odd, the last one is even. So, okay, I think we will not read through them right now. We will just look at our expression. Our expression is this: 6 less than %2 hash. That's it. Now, look for the options. The first element is a number, yes, and the last one is a symbol, yes. So, their code needs to be exchanged. When I am coding it into a certain form, I need to exchange their codes. Any other which is being followed? First is an odd number, no. First is an even number. And if both second and third are perfect squares, no. Second and third are symbols. So, only condition 1 is being satisfied. Now, what is the code for 6 and hash? So, code for 6 and hash. Code for hash is y. So, we'll start with a y. Then we'll have y 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the code for 6 is m. Okay. So, y triple dash m. We have two options which are satisfying that. What about the rest of them? Rest of them are simply substitution cases. So, less than is coded as what? H. So, after y we have an h. And that makes option C as the right answer. It's that simple. Okay, it's that easy. But the problem is understanding this takes a time, and that is why you lose it. Okay, it's all about time now, guys. The more variation you practice, the better you will get at this. Good, very good. Excellent. See, if you break it down into factors, you will see that 208 and 85 both are multiples of 3. Okay. This is not a multiple of 3, but these two are. Okay. So just look at how they are being broken. This is 15 and this is 85. I know that 85 is 17 into 3. And if this is 24 and this is 208, if I divide it by 3, I'll get 26 into 3, right? Is it? No. Sorry. Oh, what am I doing here? 17 into 3 means 17 into 5, sorry. Okay. And this is this one is being divisible by 3, no? 3, 6, 18. Oh, what am I doing here? 24 and 208. Okay, wait. My bad. Sorry. We saw this as 17 into 5, right? 17 is 15 plus 2. But that was multiplied with 5, so I can divide this by 3. Let me check it here. 24 into 26 and divided by 3. 8 into 20 is 160 plus 48. 208, yes, correct. So the answer is the number is being divided by 3 and it is being multiplied by 2 increase in the number to get your answer. Okay. So now with that, this is 85 and this is 208. With that, how am I getting 176 here? So this is equal to 176 is what I know. So number divided by 3, which of them can be divided by 3? 21 can be divided by 3. So I'll have 7 into 23. 7 into 23. That's not 176. Okay. 24 can be divided by 3. That is 8 into 26. 8 into 26, I think we just did 208. So that is not our answer, obviously. 20 and 22. None of them can be divided by 3. So this is gone. 22 into 24 divided by 3. So this is 8 and 16, 176. Yes, absolutely right. Option D is the right answer. Okay. Of course, also a lot of people will figure it out that this is multiple of 11. It has to have 11 as a factor. So option D is the correct answer. Cool. Next. Okay. Now these are not new pattern based questions. These questions are from the old pattern only, from the SSC CGL Tier 2. Now these can be complicated questions because a lot of people have not practiced them in the recent times, and if at all they present it to you in this format, this might seem difficult. Okay. So how to approach this question? We have both are changing directions. We have the question word here and we need the answer word here. Okay. So pick up which is common anywhere. Whatever you think is common, you pick that up. Okay. So I can see that in case of first letters, I have, let's say A is common here, or from here if I pick up ma'am, Pam, so I have AM common and BN common. So let me see if I take an AM here, instead of NDK, I'll have dash AM. Now see what is happening. So this is 4 minus 3 is A and 11 plus 2 is 13. Correct? So check for Q minus 2. So it should end with O and this plus 3. So 12 plus 3 is 15. Am I having a dash double O anywhere? Yes, I have it here. Confirm it with this now. So A to C is plus 2 and 14 to C. So we have got our answer. This is option B. That's how you approach these questions. Okay. A lot of people, what they end up doing is they'll check each and every option. They'll put this there, they'll put this here, then check, confirm, not working. then they'll put the next ID, then the next one, then the next option. That's going to waste a lot of your time. What is the best approach? They will always give you something or the other which is common. Now in this case, we found out AM and Q and BN to be common, so we picked that up. You could have picked this A and A also as common, not a problem. So these A were common in the first position, so we put that first and then we proceeded like that. You will end up getting your correct answer much faster. The speed is going to increase. Okay, next. Few questions of syllogism in steno examinations were seen, not in all the shifts, but syllogism still holds its value, and if needed, it can be made difficult. Hence, it needs good practice. This one is easy though. Some poems are horses. All horses are toys. All toys are ships. All toys being poems is a possibility. Yes, it is very much a possibility. Some horses are ships. Absolutely right. If all horses are ships, some horses are definitely ships. So both conclusions 1 and 2 follow. Option A is the right answer. Okay. Blood relation. F related to H. Only draw that much. This is not difficult. It's pretty easy. How is F related to H? So F at the rate G. F is the daughter of G. G ampersand H. G is the husband of H. Very easy. How is F related to H? Daughter of H. Very easy question. So not everything is going to be difficult, no? We'll have to see easy questions also. Okay, statement inference. 30 seconds or I'll make it 40. Okay. Moving out of the screen so that you can read it carefully. Very easy, extremely easy question. Okay, I think by now you must have read it. So let's start reading. Extensive use of pesticides in agricultural production contaminates soil and water, remains in the crops and finally enters food chain, thereby posing threat to the human beings. This is the statement. Okay, now add a tone here. Add a tone here. I usually tell you that tonality based problems where there should not be a tone, you should read it neutrally otherwise. But here, because of this one word, there is actually a tone here. It's a slightly negative tone. That means they are talking against pesticides. Now read your inferences. Inferences means what meanings can I derive from parts of the statement or the whole statement. Excessive use of pesticides in agricultural productions is not good for people. Of course, because it enters the food chain. It is a threat to human beings. So it is not good to people. This is just restatement. Just restatement form. If restatement based inferences and conclusions are always true. Right? Next says excessive use of pesticides in agricultural production can have a bad effect on water. It contaminates soil and water. It's clearly written here. So yes, this is also true. So both inferences can follow. Option D is the right answer. Very easy question. And if you see in these points, you will see that majorly they are asking you very direct and basic questions only. Okay, next. Oh, this one is good. Try this one. Cause and effect. Common trap basically. A lot of students will get trapped here. Country X reduced their crude oil import by 6% in the last 5 years. This is event 1. Because the automobile industry in country X has witnessed a sharp decline of 13% in its growth margin this year. A lot of people will think, yeah, it's relating. It makes sense. So I'll tick mark. But this is not making sense. 1, because 2 is not making sense. Why will a country reduce its import of crude oil just because of a 13% decline in the growth margin? Okay, 13% decline in the growth margin is being seen. Like if the growth was, let's say, 20%, so now it is only 7%. But they have not stopped using crude oil. Okay, so reducing the crude oil import by 6% is a huge number. So this is not right. Okay, so read it in the opposite direction. The automobile industry in country X has witnessed a sharp decline of 13% in its growth margin this year because country X has reduced their crude oil import by 6% in the last 5 years. Automobile industry is suddenly seeing decline because crude oil is not being imported. Understand, there is a huge difference between crude oil, petroleum, diesel and the other fuels on which a car runs. Crude oil is the basic raw material which is being imported, which is actually then purified through fractional distillation, and then after that it is supplied, it is utilized in various formats as fuels for various different aspects. Okay, now it's not only about the automobile industry. So this is false and this is false. Now these are our answers. I have always told you 99% of the cases you will always choose them to be effects. You will never choose them to be causes. You will only choose them to be causes if they have a sure shot effect which is going to happen, which is like a universal truth. So in this case, I will choose them to be effects of independent causes, that due to some reason the country has dropped import by 6%. Maybe the import reserves are less, the gold reserves are less. They don't want to deal as much as in crude oil right now. The international market has become such, or they already have surplus deposits of crude oil. So they are not importing anymore. They are dropping the amount of imports. Maybe a different cause altogether. And the industrial growth, the sharp decline of 13% in its growth margin, maybe purchasing power is reducing. Maybe people are less inclined towards private vehicles here. Maybe in this particular country, people are more interested in public transport, etc., etc., etc. Right? So there can be multiple different causes for this. So my answer 1, answer A is the correct answer. Interesting, right? Oh, lovely. So I have picked this question up from RRB NTPC basically. And why have I done that? This is a previous year question. Why have I done that? I'll give you only 40 seconds for this one. Try this one. Without any disturbance. Let me see who gives me the correct answer. So this is the kind of question you can expect in your examination, in your SSC examination. Because see, a very small input output given, then a new input is given for the question, and a very small thing, step 2 is being asked. So you just have to do a very minute thing. Okay, small question, right? Moving out of the screen for you. You can hit the pause button here or maybe take a screenshot. Now observe what is happening here. These are the exact kind of questions which have been asked in the steno examination, and you can expect them in your SSC exams also. These types of input output, not the long ones. Now observe, this is the input, this is the output. Obviously there is some sort of an arrangement which is happening. Okay, shuffling. So what is the arrangement? There are symbols involved here. That means there is no ascending or descending order which is going on. It's just simple shifting and shuffling. So I'll write it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, these are my elements. This is not S, this is 5. Okay, the first thing which I am doing is this 7th element is coming in the front and pushing back the rest of them behind. Okay, 7th element is coming before 5th element and pushing the 2 of them back. So this is pushback. From here to here we are seeing a pushback mechanism. Simple movement, simple shuffling, nothing else. Okay, now what is happening in the next step? In the next step, if you see this V and @ they are changing their positions. Rest everything is the same. So from here to here you are seeing an exchange mechanism, exchange movement, but only between 2 elements. Okay, and we only need it till step 2, no? So stop solving it any further. You only need to reach till step 2. Okay, now what is your input? Your input is this. Your input is when % SSR to meet shall you. Okay, so you need to find out step 2 here. That's what you need to do. So this is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seventh element is going 2 steps forward. So this is being pushed back. This is my first step. Second step, this is being exchanged with this 2. So directly if I write the output, it is W % SSR M2SY. This is my direct step 2. You can shorten your time like this for easier questions. Okay. So what is the answer? W % SSR M2SY. Shall you? Where is you? Oh, you only is moving, no? What have I done, Baba? So Y will come here. It is YMS and Y and 2 will change. So this is Y2MS. Okay. So it is Y2MS. Option D is the right answer. Right? That's how you approach these questions of input output. Now I'm giving you one more question. This is the final question, but this is a bonus question for you. Okay. So what you can do is you can take the screenshot. I'm moving out of the screen window for you. It's a question which is based on your number set. Interesting question, easy question, not very difficult. So I want correct answers in the chat box. Okay. Those who are in the session right now live and those who are going to watch it recorded, please put this in the chat box. I want to see that, and probably somewhere in the next session I'll discuss this with you. So we'll end it here. The main purpose was to solve new types of questions, different variations, and we have done that today. And we've also seen new type of logics and complicated logics in simple questions as well. Thank you so much for joining live. I'll see you around. Bye bye. Namaskar. Jai Hind.